March 20th, 2025. Steph Curry hits the floor hard, no call. April 6th, 32 minutes of full body contact from the Rockets, still 0 free throws. But this isn't about missed whistles. This is about something bigger, something that might explain why the NBA's greatest shooter can get hammered game after game and no one says a word. I watched every clip, ran the stats, and what I found, it changes everything. Because this isn't just a bad whistle, it's the NBA protecting $1 billion secret. Let me show you what they don't want you to see. Let's be real here. Steph Curry isn't just any player. He's revolutionized basketball, changed how an entire generation plays the game. His combination of shooting, handling, and movement has literally rewritten offensive strategies across the league. But every single night, officials watch him take punishment that would send other superstars to the line over and over again. Why does this keep happening? When Curry gets hammered on drives, crickets. When he gets hit shooting threes, silence. When defenders run him on jumpers, one of the most dangerous fouls in basketball, nothing happens. The disrespect isn't subtle, it's blatant, consistent, and frankly, suspicious. No other superstar of his caliber gets treated this way, not even close. Look at Dillon Brooks plowing through Curry on a three-pointer, no call. Michael Porter Jr. running up from behind on another three, refs swallow the whistle. Curry getting smacked on the head while shooting, officials suddenly develop vision problems. And this isn't just happening occasionally. It's not bad luck or coincidence, it's every single game. Last month against the Clippers, Curry drove the lane, got hit on both arms, and still finished the layup. No whistle. Minutes later, Paul George gets brushed on the elbow, instant foul. 2 shots. If this happened once or twice, we could chalk it up to human error. But when it happens dozens of times per game, hundreds of times per season, year after year, that's a pattern, that's intentional, and that's what we need to talk about. Okay, now let's check this out. Same game, different players, completely different treatment. Here's James Harden with his signature step back. Creates space, defender closes out, minimal contact, whistle blows, bucket counts, extra point. Classic and one. The refs see everything. Now here's Curry. Identical move, creates the same space, defender closes just as late, same level of contact, and the whistle blows for an offensive foul? Make it make sense, man. Or watch how Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets called. You breathe near him, 2 shots. You look at him the wrong way, he's at the line. A defender eats a zip code, whistle guaranteed. Trae Young flops his head back, instant foul call. Joel Embiid feels a finger on his back, dramatic fall, automatic free throws. Meanwhile, Curry's out here getting clotheslined with no call. The double standard is beyond obvious. It's downright disrespectful to anyone who watches basketball. The Warriors' coaching staff sees it, his teammates see it, every analyst with functioning eyeball sees it. So why doesn't anything change? Look at Luka Doncic. He'll argue every call, scream at refs, make a scene, boom. Next play, he gets the whistle. LeBron uses his status, his presence, the way he carries himself, officials respond. But Curry, he stays calm, stays professional, never makes a scene, and gets punished for it. Draymond Green once said, "I've never seen an individual get fouled more than Steph gets fouled." Coming from someone who's played alongside Curry for over a decade, that's telling. The people closest to the situation know exactly what's happening. Let's back this up with cold, hard facts. I analyzed a full decade of NBA data to see how often the league's top guards crack the top 10 in free throws made per season. The result? Bradley Beal, 2 times. Trae Young, 6 times. Damian Lillard 7 times. Now for context, during the same period, Steph Curry ranked second in the entire NBA in field goals attempt twice, not just among guards, overall. The man shoots a lot, drives a lot, handles the ball constantly. So how many times has Curry finished in the top 10 for free throw attempts? 0. Absolutely 0 times, not once in his entire career. That's not just unusual, it's statistically impossible without systemic bias. A superstar who touches the ball on nearly every possession, who's constantly in motion, who shoots more than almost anyone in the league, never once ranking top 10 in free throws? The math just doesn't add up. Let's break down last season's numbers specifically. Curry averaged 24.8 points per game while attempting just 4.3 free throws. For comparison, Devin Booker averaged 26.2 points and 7.3 free throws. Donovan Mitchell, 25.6 points, 6.1 free throws. De'Aaron Fox, 24.1 points, 5.9 free throws. Every single high-volume scoring guard gets more trips to the line than Curry, despite similar scoring outputs, similar shot attempts, and similar driving numbers. The only difference? The whistle, and that's a problem, because the numbers don't lie. This isn't perception or bias, it's mathematical proof of a double standard. So here's where things get really interesting. What happens if Curry actually got a fair whistle? I analyzed every game from 2021 to now where Steph took 10 or more free throws. In those games, he averaged 12.04 free throw attempts per night. For comparison, that's slightly more than peak James Harden in 2020, 11.8 per game. More than MVP Joel Embiid in 2022, also 11.8. Let's put this in historical context. LeBron's highest free throw season, 10.3 attempts, 31 points per game. Kobe, 10.2 attempts, 35 points. Jordan, 11.9 attempts, 37 points. If Steph Curry averaged 12.04 free throws per game consistently, he'd average 39 points per game. 39. That would make him the highest scoring player in a single season in the modern era. Not the best shooter, the best shooter, period. Better numbers than Jordan, better than Kobe, better than anyone. We're talking about potentially rewriting the record books here. Curry's legacy wouldn't just be about revolutionizing the three-point shot. He'd be challenging Jordan's scoring throne. He'd be the undisputed GOAT candidate. Think about how differently we'd view Curry's career if he averaged 39 points per game or even one season. The entire narrative changes. He goes from greatest shooter ever to possibly greatest player ever. But we never see that version of Curry, and we have to ask ourselves, why? This is where basketball stops being just about basketball. There's something bigger happening here. Steph Curry is signed with Under Armour, has been since 2013. Meanwhile, Nike isn't just another apparel company, they're the NBA's largest partner. In 2024, Nike renewed their NBA deal for another 12 years through 2037. Industry insiders say it's worth multiple billions. This isn't just sponsorship, it's an alliance, and Nike's most valuable assets are their NBA athletes. Now play the scenario out. Steph Curry, an Under Armour athlete, starts consistently dropping 40 a night because he's finally getting the same whistle as Nike stars. Suddenly, kids everywhere want Curry's shoes instead of Nike's latest releases. For Nike, that's not just a bad quarter, it's existential. So many believe there's a vested interest in keeping Steph's dominance slightly in check. Not erased, just contained. A few fewer whistles, a couple of less free throws, just enough to keep his numbers impressive but not mythical. Because if Curry ever got the same whistle as SGA or Harden, he wouldn't just be the greatest shooter, he'd be statistically unstoppable. And suddenly, the face of basketball would be wearing Under Armour. But here's another layer, LeBron James. Nike bet $1 billion on LeBron. Literally, they've invested everything in positioning him as Jordan's heir. ESPN's coverage revolves around him. He also starred in Space Jam 2. The GOAT conversation somehow always loops back to him. If Curry starts pulling in 10-plus free throws nightly and puts up legendary numbers while winning championships, it doesn't just threaten LeBron's legacy, it threatens Nike's billion-dollar investment. Some might point out that Joel Embiid gets to the line plenty, and he's with Under Armour too. Same with Harden, Trae Young, and Lillard, who are all Adidas athletes. But here's the difference. None of them threaten LeBron's legacy. No dynasties, no real challenge to the throne. Steph is different though. He's already challenged that legacy with his revolutionary play and championship success. And that's why many believe he doesn't get the calls. Not because he flops less or plays differently, but because giving him that whistle could change the entire power structure of the NBA both on and off the court. Look at how the NBA markets itself globally. Look at who gets the primetime commercials, the feature documentaries, the constant media coverage. It's rarely Curry, despite his global appeal and revolutionary impact on the game. This goes beyond confidence. The officiating isn't just about the calls, it's about controlling narratives, protecting investments, and maintaining the established order. Watching everything Caitlin Clark has gone through makes you look at someone like Steph Curry in a whole new light. Here's a guy who faced doubt at every level. Too small for college, too weak for the pros, and his shooting form? Critics called it strange. He didn't fit the traditional image of a basketball star, not even close. But instead of complaining, Curry kept working. He didn't beg for attention, he didn't chase respect, he just got better. He refined his game until it was impossible to ignore, and that's the key. He didn't ask the game to change for him. He got so good, the game had to take notice. Today, the only way to slow Curry down isn't through defense, it's by changing how the game is called, it's by refusing to give him the same 4 fouls his peers get. Because if Steph Curry was treated equally, he wouldn't just be great, he'd be unstoppable. He'd dominate in a way that makes the system look broken. And when you really think about it, that's wild. He's so good that rules bend, not in his favor, but against him. And even with that, he's still on top. The Warriors have won multiple championships, Curry has MVPs and scoring titles, and his style has changed the game forever. And he did it all while playing on hard mode. No special treatment, no favoritism, just pure skill and effort winning out over everything stacked against him. Steph Curry didn't just rise in the league, he revealed its cracks. He proved that no matter how hard the system tries to slow you down, true greatness shines through. You can't contain what's real. He didn't just play the game, he changed it. And in the process, he reminded everyone that greatness comes from doing the work, staying true, and never backing down, even when the odds say you should. So the next time you watch him, watch closely, count the missed calls, watch the way defenders are allowed to body him without a whistle, and then remember, he's still dominating. If that's not greatness, I don't know what is. Drop a comment below and let us know. What's the worst no call on Curry you've seen this season? Let's talk about it because the footage is clear and the truth speaks for itself. And if you thought the drama with Caitlin Clark was something, wait until you see what just went down with Angel Reese. From locker room chaos to her team getting denied a bank loan, yes, you heard that right, the Chicago Sky just got hit with a reality check. Stick around because Angel Reese didn't take it quietly.